every move we make. We're all included on their list. Go nuclear, the cowboy told us. And who am I to disagree? 'Cause when the madman flicks a switch, the nuclear will go for me. I see the faces of starvation, but I just cannot see the point. 'Cause there's so much food here today that no one wants to take away. Take away my right to choose. Take away my point of view. these mornings you're gonna rise up singing, and then you'll spread your wings and take to the sky. Until that morning, there ain't nothing can harm you. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. Summertime, 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 summertime. Consequences, altered cases, broken noses, altered faces, my ego altered, altered egos, wherever I go, so does me go. Walk through the fields where the flowers are growing, carve out your names on the first tree you see. There are 22 catches when you strike your matches, and get down on your knees in the tunnel of love. The tunnel of love. You fall in fever. In the tunnel of love. You think of yourselves as really good friends, but you know how it always ends in the tunnel of love. So you get engaged and have a party, only 17 when the wedding bell chime. Got a room with a view and a kid on the way. Hope you make it to the church on time, 'cause the wedding list is getting longer, the bottom drawer is getting fuller, and you're not getting any younger. Can things get any better in the tunnel of love? The tunnel of love. You fall in fever in the tunnel of love, and think of yourselves as really good friends, but you know how it always ends in the tunnel of love. The tunnel of love. So consequences, altered cases, you try honeymoons in far-off places, but the trial, separation work, and ended up in a divorce case. You gave up your friends for a new way of life, and both ended up as ex-husband and wife. There were 22 catches when you struck your matches and threw away your life in the tunnel of love. The tunnel of love. You fell in fever. The tunnel of love. And thought of yourselves as really good friends, but you know how it had to end in the tunnel of love. Can you hear them talking about us, telling lies? Is that the surprise? they say. It doesn't matter anyway. All it to see, all it to see, all it to see. I guess I kinda sorta know I ought to be thinking of you, but a friendship's built on trust, and that's something you never do. Well, who knows, maybe tomorrow we can share each other's sorrow and compare our graveside manner as we wave our lonely banners. If you ever think of me, I'll be thinking of you. If you decide to change your views, I'm thinking of you. You can walk away from loneliness anytime you choose. And you're the sort of person that hasn't anything to lose. But who cares, maybe tomorrow you could lead and I could follow. So walk where angels fear to tread, for everything you've ever wanted. And if you ever think of me, I'll be thinking of you. If you can spare an hour or two, you'll know what to do. I could be the one thing there in your hour of need. So if you decide to change your views, I'm thinking of you. Let's roll the dice in a fool's paradise. Share moonlit nights, breathing nothing but light. Let's open our eyes. We should take a bus to somewhere else, to something new. Thank God we're alive and bite off more than we can chew. Do the things that just don't matter. Laugh while others look in anger. Stumble over four-leaf clovers and say goodbye to lonely banners. If you ever think of me, I'll be thinking of you. Through thick and thin, I bear it and grin. I never give in. I could be the one thing left in your hour of need. So if you decide to change your views, I'm thinking of you. Thinking of you. Thinking of you. Thinking of you. I really wanted to share forgotten dreams, go through the motions of loving from afar, and feel as if I'm reaching for the stars. But each drop of hopelessness amounts to what could be a raging sea. It could be springtime, I'd meet her at the gates, if beauty ever comes to those who wait. Castles in the air, if only they were there, just like a beatnik love affair. Those castles in the air. So let me look into the windows of your soul. Let me make the most of what I'll never know. We'll eat forbidden fruits and sing our favorite songs and never tell each other we're wrong. Each drop of tenderness you give would be another reason why I'd want to live. Would be another chance to sit beneath the stars and whisper to each other in the dark. Castles in the air, if only they were there, we'd be so free and unaware, watching castles in the air. What can a lonely person share? A broken heart is much too hard to renovate, 'cause beauty never comes to those who wait. And romance is a word that should be seen but never heard. I don't even know your name, but castles in the air, almost there. We almost share castles in the air. If only they were there, just like a beatnik love affair. I believed her from the start. She said she'd never hurt me. Then she turned around and broke my heart. Why am I standing here, missing her and wishing she were here? She only did me wrong now. I'm better off alone. She devoured all my sweet love, took all I had and then she fed me dirt. She laughed when I was crying. It was such a joke to see the way it hurt. Why am I standing here, missing her and wishing she were here? She only did me wrong now. I'm better off alone. And now I know just why she keeps me hanging round. She needs someone to walk on, so her feet don't touch the ground. But I love her, I need her, I want her. Yeah, 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 yeah. Only did me wrong now. I'm better off alone. Why am I missing her? I should be kissing her. Why am I missing her?
Very good, Terry. Very good indeed. Yeah, that sounds lovely. Just one thing, Terry. You've got a body. What do you do with your body? Not that much.
Tired of being gifted and tormented. Signed, sealed, delivered, then resented. I think I've lost a very nice part of me. And even though I'm only half the man I used to be, it feels good. I'm flying high again, spinning round and round again. I even like myself again. I'm not exactly sure of what I'm after, but I won't be happy till I get it. I'm either innocent or just plain stupid. What's the better? I'll regret it, but it feels good. Feels like I'm home again, feeling safe and sound again. I even like myself again. And it feels good. I'm flying high again, spinning round and round again. I'll never touch the ground again. Feels like I'm swimming in a sea of beauty. Feels like I'm going round the bend. God defend me from my enemies. God defend me from my friends. 'Cause it feels good. I'm flying high again, spinning round and round again. I even like myself again. And it feels good. I'm coming home again, feeling safe and sound again. I'll never touch the ground again. 'Cause it feels good. To give by giving, give me a beatnik love affair. Watch the shooting stars go crazy. So what do you say? A tenth enough, maybe. Should we walk into the wind? Maybe fall when autumn falls. Let's walk into the wind. You have to learn to touch by touching. Touch me if you dare. We've reached the end of the beginning. pleasure or regret, maybe my treasure or the price I have to pay. She may be the song that summer sings, maybe the chill that autumn brings, maybe 100 different things, maybe the measure of the day. The beauty or the beast, maybe the famine or the feast, may turn each day into a heaven or a hell. She may be the mirror of my dream, a smile reflected in a stream. She may not be what she may seem inside her shell. She always seems so happy in a crowd, whose eyes can be so private and so proud. No one's allowed to see them when they cry. She may be the love that cannot last, may come from shadows of the past that I remember till the day I die. Hello, Terry. What's the matter, man? What are you doing here? She may be the reason I survive, the why and wherefore I am alive, the one I care for through the rough and rainy years. Me, I take her laughter and her tears and make them all my souvenirs. For where she goes I've got to be. The meaning of my life is she. Isabel, a Johnny, she glides by upon a bank of violets with those eyes that see it all, and then she smiles like a bee with honeyed thighs, a living hell, a slice of heaven. She is Jekyll and Hyde, every truth and every lie. She holds a candle to my shame. I take everything but blame. When it comes to naming names, I'll name Jane forever. Jane, certain coy and hard to please. She kisses me through gritted teeth, but when I'm weak, she whispers dreams. She says somewhere, you know Mel Gibson, but that's okay. Today could be your lucky day, and I collapse into a heap. She's a bee with honeyed thighs, a living hell, a slice of heaven. She's good, she's bad, it makes me mad. She's all I'll never have. She holds a candle to my shame. I take everything but heaven. She is Jekyll and Hyde, every truth and every lie. She holds a candle to my shame. I take everything but blame. When it comes to naming names, I'll name Jane. She laughs and sunshine hits her face. Cries and tears pour down like rain. When it comes to naming names, I'll name Jane. Forever Jane. And she said, kiss me, kiss me. Forever Jane. Kiss me, kiss me. And she said, kiss me. I'm flying high on something beautiful and aimless. It's got a name, but I prefer to call it nameless. Comes and goes and leaves me on a bed of splinters. Feels like I'm living in a town closed down for winter. The taste of love. The more you get, the more you want. And all because the only reason is just because it all makes sense. When you're near, it all makes sense. I'm standing high on tiptoes, looking over fences, waiting for somebody like you to kiss me senseless. I've had a belly full of faces drawn in sadness. I wanna jump deep into tides of loving madness. The taste of love. The more you get, the more you want. And all because the only reason is just because it all makes sense. When you're near, it all makes sense. on golden ponds from summers past that never last. Chasing raindrops to the sill, an open fire might be that chill, but never will. You know I tried to make it right, but oh, to fly. We're sorry to lose you now. Are you ready and able to go? It's eye for an eyeball, and it's for now. Be the beginning, over we go. We're chasing a rainbow. A summer breeze is set to blow the cobwebs from my mistletoe. Ho, ho, ho. I just can't wait for it to start and tear this misery apart. Ha, ha, ha. You know I try to make it right, but oh, to fly. We're sorry to lose you now. Are you ready and able to go? It's eye for an eyeball, and it's for now. Be the beginning, and over we go. We're chasing a rainbow. Try to make it right, but oh, to fly. We're sorry to lose you now. Are you ready and able to go? It's eye for an eyeball, and it's for now. Be the beginning, over we go. We're chasing a rainbow. Are you ready? Able to go. It's eye for an eyeball, and it's for now. Be the beginning, over we go. We're chasing a rainbow. You arrived, the bedroom curtains were drawn. All was still the way you left it. Same number on the door. Easy come, easy go. What a way to treat your soul. Though I confess, where once hearts rested, now there's nothing but a hole. So the prodigal returns. I guess the pleasure's not enough. Did he promise you the earth, a world of beauty and the bluff? I tried to tend the garden until the flowers fell to weed. So now the place lies in a ruin, the way you lied and ruined me. Do I have the answer? If I did, I wouldn't know. So take it if you want it. If you don't, then let me go. Fake leopard skin fur says it all. You never could be real. once before, and I can't have you hurting me anymore. Do I have the answer? If I did, I wouldn't know. Take it if you want it. If you don't, then let it go. But don't make me the one who makes you feel like you should go. Just take it if you want it. If you don't, then let it go. If you don't, just let me know. I can't take anymore. It was late last night. I was feeling something wasn't right. There was not another soul in sight. Only you, only you. So we walked along, though I knew that there was something wrong. And the feeling hit me up so strong about you. Then you gazed up at me, and the answer was plain to see. 'Cause I saw the light in your eyes, in your eyes. Though we had our plan, I just never would suspect a thing. Till that little bell began to ring in my head, in my head. But I tried to run, though I knew it wouldn't help me none. 'Cause I could never love no one. So I sing, but my feelings for you were just something I never knew. Till I saw the light in your eyes, in your eyes. But I love you best. It's not something that I say in jest. 'Cause you're different, girl, from all the rest. In my eyes, and I ran out before, but I won't do it anymore. Can't you see the light in my eyes, in my eyes, in my eyes, in my eyes, in my eyes? To taste the secrets from your land of foamy tears.
It's a wonderful track, that, from your new album. Is there a story behind The Landlord there?
Well,
landlady,
sort
you
of,
might put.
the whole album is a sort of diary of the last 2 years.
Of your life?
Yeah, yeah. And there are ups and downs, mostly downs because it's been down. But
Has it? But you called it Love.
yeah, and it's not meant to be ironic, which is good. I actually did laugh. But this is the only photo I've ever found that I've laughed in. It was quite good. The last one I was 3, and
Are you normally quite self-conscious in when people take your picture? You just tend to put on a very serious face?
Well, it just seems a bit of a weird thing to do, somebody taking your picture. But on the sleeve of that, I remember standing there, and...
Which you can see now.
Yeah, a friend said, there's somebody walking behind you who's really, really fat. And so I turned around, and it was.
Little does he know that he's a very famous fat man now. It's got a very fresh, spontaneous feel to it, this album. Is that a reflection, I mean, you said you were feeling down, but is that a reflection of the kind of music that you're making then?
But I don't know. I don't know what sort of music I make, which is the best part, really. I never have.
Is the album-making process for you a bit of an ordeal, or do you quite enjoy
It can be. I once made an album with an American producer. He was horrible. He was like Deputy Dog. And I spent 6 months in New York working with him and meeting Raquel Welch. It was all right, but it's like, that was an ordeal.
That's the upside, isn't it?
That was horrible. But that was and I jogged in New York, and my ribs just
collapsed.
Yeah. But it's that sort of album.
Yeah. What about this new record label called South Sea Bubble? It's a great name. Did that come to you in the middle of the night? From
a T-shirt. I owned a T-shirt in 1973, and the label was South Sea Bubble, and it was my favourite ever T-shirt. And so when I wanted a name for my label, and we did a search on South Sea Bubble, and it doesn't exist anymore, so we bought the company. That sounds like Victor Kiam. We bought the company. And so, but a friend of mine 3 days ago said, I like the name of your label. I had a pair of jeans. And it was weird. It was weird, because she clocked it. It was good.
Major coincidence. Yeah. Now, you've co-written on this album with Craig Gannon from Aztec Camera and the Smiths.
Craig, I've known since he was like 14. I met him in Glasgow when he played with Aztec Camera, and he was like a boy guitar thing. And so we've worked together for like a long time, 11 years. What
were you like then when you were 14? Were you ambitious? Were you just wanting to play music and be in a band?
No, I just wanted to leave school, and I did.
Like most sensible 14-year-olds, yeah.
It did, but I could do anything apart from go to school.
Was it difficult, though? I mean, you must remember the early days before you got... what was your first break? What was the most significant thing, do you think, in terms of turning your art into what you call the commercial mainstream?
We approached Malcolm McLaren when we supported the Sex Pistols in 1977, and we said, will you manage us too? And he said, no, but I've got a manager who will. And it was...
He was probably quite impressed that you asked, actually.
No, he wasn't. He was really snotty, but better for it, really.
And you got your manager?
Yeah, who managed The Clash, and we toured with The Clash, and sort of how it started.
A lot of people in the music industry seem to sort of live very separate lives, but that's not the case with you. You've got also 2 tracks on here where you cooperated with Damon Albarn from Blur.
Yeah. Well, Damon, again, it's sort of weird. I can't just go into a situation cold and write with somebody because it doesn't work like that. But Damon's a friend, and so I usually write with friends. It's the thing about trusting your words to their music, really, and you don't want to experiment. If you've got words, you don't want to pass it around to 30 people to say, write music for this.
And it presumably doesn't matter if they're producing altogether, different music from you.
No, it's quite good. Well, the 2 pieces of music that Damon wrote were for the last Blur album, which they didn't do because they had 20 songs and they only needed 10.
So you got the fallout, as it were.
Yeah, so I got the sort of rejects, really.
They're wonderful rejects, is all I can say.
No, they're nice. They're nice.
What about Ian Brodie from the Lightning Seeds? He's also presumably a friend, since you've collaborated with him as well. Yeah, but it's sort of back and forth. I met him. He produced a band called Echo and the Bunnymen in '81, and I met him then, and I called him like 6 years on and asked if he could write a song with me, and he said, I can if you can write a song with me for my album. And we've been doing that ever since for like 10 years. Bit of give and take, but tit for tat there.
Well, it's like a thing now where I need to write for him for his album. I need to do 3 songs for his album. It's like a bit of a weird thing now. It's got to be 3 songs on each of his albums.
It sounds like I'm listing all the collaborations, but there are many, and I think it's very interesting that you're able to, cross your style over with other people's. I'm thinking of the artist Tricky, who's quite a big character. Tricky, is he, or? He's
a sort of joy to work with because he's just so unorthodox, really, and he hasn't got a clue what he's doing when he goes into a studio, which it took me back to the Fun Boy 3, really. We were sort of clueless, and it was just like fun, really. It was like therapy, and it was like Tricky works that way.
Fun Boy 3, you just mentioned that. Were the days less complicated in a way because it was that much more spontaneous, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's like an age thing. It's like I had my first hit when I was 18. I was very young. I mean, I've got a son who's 9 now, and it's like double him. And it's like, how do you cope with that? I mean, he can barely get through a day without PlayStation. And it's like, but it's very young, and so you're unaware of a lot of things. It's only when you like turn 30 or something you start becoming aware of things. Really,
you start to get more nervous. But it's nevertheless one of my favourite anthems in a way from Funboy 3 was "It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it," because that's actually stays true throughout your life.
I sort of agree. And no, I do agree.
Is that what you thought at the time, and is that what you still?
But it was like
where it came from the time.
Yeah, because it was like I don't know. That was very much a personal thing with ex-members of the Specials, and it's like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing? But I don't know.
What did you feel you had to put out?
Precious about it. It's like
you had to put out a statement almost to say, look.
But it ended that way with the Specials, with songs like Ghost Town, and I don't know. Towards the end of the Specials, we were catering for the enemy. I felt, and it was like a wrong thing to do. You should do it because you believe it. It's not. It's how it is. It's how it is.
We're going to come back to the Specials in a minute. Such a great sound that was. But for the moment, let's take a look at Funboy 3 in action.
Okay.
Amazing to think that actually those three backing singers there went on to be the very famous group Bananarama.
It was quite cool, really, because I saw a photo of Bananarama in the magazine, and I just thought they looked really, really fantastic. And we asked them to come to the studio just for that song, and they couldn't sing, really.
They couldn't sing?
No, but they couldn't. It took 3 days for them to do it, and they were giggling, but it was quite good fun. It was nice. It was quite naive.
What do you think it was about singles like Ghost Town that made them stick around for so long and made them into such anthems?
Time and place, really. It's the time and the place, and it was like early 80s, and with the riots in Britain, it was like an anthem. It's like the way Three Lions was an anthem for football last year. It was just a different thing.
Well, let's take a look.
Yeah.
It's coming like a ghost town. All the clubs are being closed down. This place is coming like a ghost town. Bands won't play no more. Too much fighting on the dance floor.
Making the videos always looks like it must be the best fun.
That was the nightmare. We shot that all night when we drove around London, and the idea was to drive around in a car, which sounds exciting, but
the reality is very different. Now, most bands say that would dream of the kind of success that you've had, and yet you say that in reality you'd like to be doing something else. What do you mean by that?
No, it's always searching for something else to do. I've always wanted to be the sandwich king of Cornwall. No,
do you like making them or just eating them?
Well, I like making them, presenting them, selling them. But it's like, but you realise that maybe you shouldn't even attempt it.
I don't know, you could...
But I think if your ambitions are stupid, that's not so bad. It's when your ambitions are real, and you lose sleep about it.
Would you say that you had to go through that growing up process of being in a band in order to have a successful solo career the way that you do now?
No, I don't think so. It's like, if I look at a role model, it would be Leonard Cohen, who nobody really demands records from him, he just makes them. And he's always done his own thing, he's never... And now he lives in a cave, and it's like, but at 63, it'd be fantastic to live in a cave, and if I can end up that way, it'd be great.
Well, I hope you don't go and live in a cave too soon. You could make sandwiches, though, from a cave.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be good.
Keep making the wonderful music, Terry, because you've got a huge amount of fans out there who love it. So thank you very much indeed for coming and joining us today. And the album is called Laugh. And we had a laugh today, didn't we?
Yeah.
My thanks to Terry Hall. That's all on VIP for tonight, but please join me again next time when I'll be turning the spotlight on other celebrities and newsmakers from around the globe. Until then, bye-bye.
coming like a ghost town.
All the clubs have been closed down.
It's coming like a ghost place.
Bands won't play no more.
Too much fighting on the dance floor.
Do you remember good old days before the ghost town?
We danced and sang and the music played and at its
Do
full
you
time.
remember the good old days before the ghost town?
In this place, it's coming like a ghost place. And people getting angry.
Through the day that I ever met you, and deeply regret you getting close to me. I cannot wait to deeply neglect you and deeply forget you. Jesus, believe me. You might have been my reason for living. I gave up on giving, gave up everything. We were a right pair of believers, a couple of dreamers. So how come you hate me? Promise me poems. You promise me poems. You promise me poems.
Snowdrops and daffodils, butterflies and bees, sailboats and fishermen, things of the sea, wishing wells, wedding bells, early morning dew, all kinds of everything remind me of you.
Seagulls and aeroplanes, things of the sky, winds that go howling, breezes that sigh, city sights, neon lights, gray skies or blue, all kinds of everything remind me of you.
Summertime, wintertime, spring and autumn too. Monday, Tuesday, every day I think of you.
Dances, romances, things of the night, sunshine and holidays, postcards to write.
Budding trees, autumn leaves, snowflake or two. All kinds of everything remind me of you.
Summertime, wintertime, spring and autumn too. Seasons will never change the way that I love you. things of the night.
Sunshine and holidays, postcards to write, budding trees, autumn leaves, a snowflake or two.
All kinds of everything remind me of you.
All kinds of everything remind me of you.
He's been in some of our most influential bands, the Specials and the Funboy 3 to name but two. He's just released a new solo single in Ballad of a Landlord and is about to release his second solo album, Laugh. With that in mind, we invited him down to this vinyl emporium in Camden Town to find out exactly what makes Terry merry. Terry, if I can just talk a little bit about some of the things that you've done in the past. First of all, might as well start with Two
School.
Tone. Well, school. Okay, school. Was that a happy time?
A nightmare. It was a nightmare, year after year after year.
Do you remember the good old days before the ghost town? We danced and sang and the music played in Addy Boom Town.
But sorry, Two.
Yeah, Two Tone. I mean, how did you sort of, look back at that period? I mean,
All of a sudden, I could be heard. I was like a teenager, and was sort of pretty much nothing. And I could be heard, and I didn't have anything great to say, but I could be heard. And the Funboy 3 was like a playground. It was like we just didn't know what we were doing. That was good fun.
It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it. It ain't what you do, it's the way that you do it.
in the last few years, you've worked with a variety of different songwriters, from Ian Brody to Tricky to Damon Albarn to Dave Stewart. Who's been the easiest and who's been the most challenging to work with?
Tricky I found really liberating because I'd sort of got into this thing where everything was set the way I worked. But working with him was like the first Funboy 3 LP where we just went into a studio and we hadn't got a clue what we were doing, and it didn't matter.
Jesus, believe me. Now, your new album's coming out fairly soon, which is entitled Laugh. A surprising title for you.
Well, I went to do this photo session and in Miami because it was sunny and this was December, and we just walked into the road and my friend who was with me said, if you look behind you now, you'll see the fattest bloke you've ever seen. So I looked, and it really was. And so I just laughed a lot. And the photographer took a photo, and that's the one we had.
Tried to tell the God.
And the first single from the album has just been released, Ballad of a Landlord. What sort of things were racing through your mind when you were writing that?
Everything was sort of going off around me, and it was like all these weird things happening. And I realised that all I really was, I owned this little bit of land in Warwickshire, and I just felt like a landlord.
If I did, I wouldn't know. So take it if you want it. If you don't, then let me go.
On golden ponds from summer's past.
Damon, I just think, is a very, very good classic European songwriter. But he's gone through that patch now where he's David Essex or something, and he's on the cover of everything because he's pretty. But I think when it dies down, which it will, I think he'll just carry on writing great songs, you know.
The track itself reflects Hall's restless quest for answers to questions he hasn't even dreamed of yet.
It's like searching, really. I think I've always been searching forever, and I always will, for this pot of gold, really. That doesn't exist, and I know it doesn't, but I'm forever questioning everything. My marriage, my kids, everything. My house, everything. It translates into every song. I just retitle it each time I want to write a new song. But really it's about me and being 36, living in Leamington Spa, and desperately wanting to be on Bondi Beach or something, but knowing I never will, you know.
Misery of heart.
Making videos is a bit of a chore for this reluctant pop star, but he's come up with a couple of ways of making it easier, including surrounding himself with women.
It's basically an all-female cast, because I found in the past if you do that, you look really manly. No, you do, you look really, really like Charlton Heston or something.
I work with a video director called David Mould, pretty much now on everything. He doesn't ask me to smile or anything. He knows that he's not going to get much movement, so he has to get like cheerleaders and things to stand around me. That's the movement.
Chasing a Rainbow is, in fact, a fully fledged EP, featuring live versions of old specials and colour-filled tracks, something which Hall thought would be useful when he decides what to do next.
I wanted to experiment with different things, different styles, and I think if you call it an EP, you can get away with putting live tracks on. It's quite diverse, really. Nothing really links on the EP, which is quite good. I just needed to experiment before embarking on another album.
And it's from now, be the beginning of over we go. We're chasing a rainbow.
You're lying again. Say you don't, but then you do. Try it again. Build a wall around your heart and then break it through to you. You make it happen. Everything cool now. Oh, lucky you. Nothing to lose. Well, if it's really true, oh lucky you. You're chasing the moon, reaching out to touch the stars, but you'll land too soon. What will it take to make you see the way things really are? We've got this far, so let it happen. Everything's cool now. Oh, lucky you. Nothing to lose. If it's really true, oh lucky you. You're lying again. Give it up or you tell the truth. Can't stop the rain. It's gonna fall on every roof, and I've got the proof that only you can make it happen.
The cover of the album is like, it was just important to have that and then to listen to it, do you know what I mean? It's like to identify with that, with the word bollocks in a shop. It's like having a Teletubby, do you know what I mean, where you can't get hold of them.
Can you hear them talking about us, telling lies? Is that a surprise? Can you see them? To and through them. They have a shield, nothing must be revealed. It doesn't matter what they say. In the jealous games people play,
not really a flat, it's more like a sort of brain centre of lots of different experiments. You know, we can actually make our own videos in there, or print our own photographs, or we can do virtually anything to do with the pop music requirements within that one space.
I think I've lost a very nice part of me. And even though I'm only half the man I used to be, it feels good. I'm flying high again, spinning round and round again. I even like myself again.
Well, Terry and I were doing some experiments in France, in a little tiny converted guest house. And it was nothing to do with Vegas at the time, it was just experiments to do with songwriting and musical ideas. And just before Terry was about to leave to go to the airport, I remembered a lot of this music I'd been writing, which was all of a similar ilk. And I thought Terry would be a great voice on top of it, and I played him one, and he sang about 4 lines, and we both loved it, and then he had to go and catch a plane. The next day I called him, and he said, yeah, I know what you're going to say, you know. I'm thinking the same thing, that sounded like a really great project or a group.
We've both been in bands, this is what we do, and this is what we do. I don't understand the strange pairing. Dave's a musician, and I'm a singer. And singers and musicians get together.
One of the reasons I thought Terry would be perfect on top of this kind of music anyway is his such a dry delivery, and his lyrics have got such bittersweet twists about them. And it's something that I've always loved. I mean, it was something in Eurythmics that Annie and I always tried to get, was this bittersweet thing.
I'm either innocent or just plain stupid. What's the better? I'll regret it, but it feels good. Feels like I'm home again.
I decided just to raise my children, which seemed like a better thing to do than being in a silly group. But then I realised that I'd still like to do it, but it had to be perfect. Perfect for me, not for anybody else. And meeting Dave, Manu Nulla, seemed pretty close.
A lot of the music I was writing on a bus that was travelling through Europe, and the back end of a bus was made into a little sort of Aladdin's cave of electronic gadgetry. And along with Ula, who we'll meet later on, I was composing this kind of lilting, travelling music on electronics. But we couldn't hear it as we were doing it. I was having to sing to Ula what I wanted, and Ula was programming it into a computer. And then when we got to the hotel room on a night time, we would play it back, and it started to become a great game. You know, this is a really exciting thing. It's a bit like taking photographs, and you can't see them till you get them developed. And that was the beginning of the writing process of the Vegas album. Of course, that all changed when I teamed up with Terry, and we ended up having, you know, an orchestra playing and all sorts of things.
He works very quickly, which I really wanted. I've been spending 2 years preparing a solo album, and I was going into my 3rd year, and I would have gone into my 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, you know. But it was good for me just to get a lot of things off my chest lyrically, really quickly, and we only spent 6 weeks doing it.
This place is coming like a ghost town. Bands won't play no more. Too much fighting on the dance floor.
I think the band got a bit too big for the sort of band it was. We were based in the West Midlands, and we controlled our situation, and we wrote about the things that affected us. But when suddenly we were touring Japan and places, things became irrelevant.
on the shelf. This place is coming like a ghost town. No job to be found in this country.
Can't go on no more.
The people getting hungry.
Join us in part 2 as the lads talk about the joys of family life and we take a behind-the-scenes look at what makes Vegas tick. See you then.
Not exactly sure of what I'm after, but I won't be happy till I get it. I'm either innocent or just plain stupid. What's the better? I'll regret it, but it feels good. Feels like I'm home again. Feeling safe and sound again.
I like to sort of look after the kids, and I don't really want anybody else to do it, which means I don't really want to employ anybody to do it. I think it's important that they should be with their parents, because this is where they came from. They just reaffirmed what I, imagined was true anyway, which is, the older you get, the less you know, really, and, babies and young children seem to have a grasp on everything, whereas we seem to grow further and further apart from it and spend the last years of our lives desperately trying to get back to the way we were before.
You should see me when you're not around. I'm a genius in this town. I'm a queen bee when the coast is clear. Now I know I don't need you, dear. So wave your hand like a magic man, disappear. Beat up car, like an old film star. That's what you are. Na 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 na. Your history.
Siobhan has been a real strength and a real influence on how I feel as a person. She's made me realise that, as a person, the way I am is okay, fine to be like that, and not to always be inventing things to hide behind, and not always being a person who stays in the background because he's unsure of himself. I'm the kind of person who tends to take on a lot, take on organising or actually creating the environment that we're going to do something in. I like doing that, and I think Terry likes the fact that I like doing that, and it's always a surprise to him what's going on.
Got tired of being gifted and tormented. Signed, sealed, delivered, then resented. I think I've lost a very nice part of me. And even though I'm only half the man I used to be, it feels good. I'm flying high again, spinning round and round again.
It's more like a jigsaw puzzle. I mean, Terry has lots and lots of great one-liners and bits of four-liners and 8 lines, and I have bits of music like a jigsaw, and then we start working with the two things together, and in the end it's really hard to remember how we finished a song. Sometimes 2 days later we'll play it back and go, God, it sounds like a song, but it's a funny process, really. It's not like a group sort of jamming and getting la-la-la-ing a melody or something. It's like a jigsaw.
Spinning round beauty. Feels like a go around the bend. Got to defend from my enemies. Got to defend me from my friends. 'Cause it feels good. I'm flying high again. Spinning round and round again. I even like myself again. And it feels good.
But how close would the images be to me and Terry, say if you were, you know, the little me and Terry that are going to run around inside the kit?
We can now, both in our cartridge products and in the CD products, digitize you two and make it look like you. We've just launched a boxing product with Evander Holyfield, a bit of a different comparison, but what we have is digitized images of Evander beating people up. I mean, that's basically how the game works. And what you can actually do is, if you don't like Evander because he's not hot enough or not good enough, you can actually drop another head onto the body and change the colour of the body and the colour of the hair, so you can make your own Evander.
Pretty essential when it comes to us two.
Right.
You can try hard, don't mean a thing. Take it easy, then your giant will swing.
I thought we'd last forever, but you drew the curtains and pulled yourself together. Me, I was certain we'd wed and save our pennies. You went for a button, said sought the consequences. A couple of friends called by and asked me to go out for maybe a Friday night. I'll iron a shirt, choose a tie, and drink until that well is dry. But I drew a lemon. Those girls just laughed and wafted by. I sat there waiting for snow in mid-July. They threw me a party, but all three guests were boring. I turned on the TV to drown the sound of snoring. A couple of cops dropped by, 'cause Mr. Singh
complain. The level of my hi-fi is driving him to drink. I think I'll turn it down till you turn up again. A couple of years roll by, and me, I'm doing fine. I work for the FBI. They promised me a Christmas bonus. Just think one day this will all be mine. But I drew a lemon. I punched that gift horse in the mouth. I won't get to heaven. If heaven's north, then I'll go south. A couple of friends crawl by and beg me to go out. Well, maybe the time is right to iron that shirt, choose the tie, watch you and your friends go sailing by. This guy's in love with you. Yes, I'm in love. He looks at you the way I do. Tell me now, is it so? Don't let me be the last to know. How can I show you I'm glad I got to know you? 'Cause I've heard some talk. They say you think I'm fine. This guy's in love, and what I do to make you mine. Tell me now, if it's so, don't let me be the last to know. My hands, I shake you, don't let this heart keep breaking. 'Cause I need your love, I want your love. Say you're in love with this guy. If not, I'll just die.
My God, you're so privileged.
But to hungry the color field. Peace of mind, but even that is hard to find. Could be on the beat, off the beat, upbeat or downbeat, frantic, neurotic, romantic, exotic. You've lost control. The dream's gone cold. It's kind of sad. You've sold your soul to the color field. The color field. So bad, I feel so sad. Let's take a trip to a world so glad. A world of frogs and green fountains, and flying dogs and silver cats, and emerald rats, and purple clouds, and faceless crowds through walls of glass that never pass, and pictures hanging upside down. You won't ask where you are. It's another world for you and your girl, and all your friends will all be there. Let's take a trip. Let's take a trip. Let's take a trip. Let's take a trip. Let's close our eyes. Let's start to dream. We're swimming in beauty now. We're really groovy now. It's really hip. It's TNT and CNT and CRB and the baby. It's the top. No one will know what goes on, just you and me, and the dreams we see. No one will know what goes on, just you and me, and the dreams we see. Let's take a trip.